Morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. I am going to make chicken nuggets. Everybody knows them as McNuggets, but I am going to make my version of it. I got 2 chicken breasts. The skin is removed, the bones are removed, and I'm going to cut this up. I think we should be able to, make chicken nuggets, and we can season them any way we can, or wish to. I am going to use this one, the more spice, and I think it'd be nice. So we're gonna have to cut these up. I've already rinsed them. I will be cutting some fat off. Okay. Well, they're going to be different sizes. They're not going to be perfect like you get at the store buying your nuggets. Well, not at the store, but at, McDonald's. But I'll be making my own. I'm going to use my boner. And what I'm going to do is cut them up. Because you can get a lot doing it like this, believe it or not. See, small little pieces. But you'll like that. This is a really thick piece, so I'm going to cut thinner strips of it. So you have the small nugget pieces. Well, I don't care about the gristle. The nice thing about it is that when you do it yourself, you can do it in many different flavors and combinations. I'm just going to use that one. I did not know the temperature was going to drop down to the 40s today, and because we had been in the 70s, so I figured this would be nice to have, and now this, we're back in the 40s. I said, well, what the heck, I've already started this yesterday for today, so we'll have it anyway. I know 2 chicken breasts doesn't look like a lot. So we'll weigh this out and see how much protein we get in this meal. Just with 2 chicken breasts. actually getting real chicken. We have 1.5 pounds. Now a pound is 16 ounces, right? Half a pound is 8, so you add that, that's 24, divided by every 3 ounces is 25 grams, so 3 times 8 is 24. You've already got enough food here to feed 8 people. This little bit, 8 people with protein. Because you only need about 20-25 per meal. Because if you take it all in at once, the body will use it as storage. So that's why. You try to think about how many grams of protein. And that is 25 for 8 people, that little bit there. And why is it so important? Because the prices are going up and the wages are not keeping up with it. So if you don't know, you can't count to give enough to your family. This is why I'm going through this, to explain your protein so you have your protein count and your family's not missing it. Once they get what they need, you're okay. I'm going to pour some buttermilk on it. Now I'm not going to have to add salt or pepper because this has already got it with other seasonings in here, so I'm just going to use this as my basis. I'm not going to use the seasonings of the way they do it, because when they do it, like I said, if they put a pinch of something in, they have to mark it that they put it in, but it doesn't mean you're getting the amount that you think you should be getting. Okay. Now here's the leftover wheat germ that I had the other day, that I did yesterday, that I did the meat patties, and so I'm going to use that. Because it's full of B vitamins, I don't even have to worry about using anything else. Now if you want to add a little bit more protein to this, I'll show you a trick that you can do. You can add a tablespoon or 2 of powdered milk into your flour mixture. Just be careful when you cook. You don't want to burn it too much because you've already poured buttermilk in here. Now, if you don't have wheat germ and you have wheat flour, you can use wheat flour in place of it. But I had leftover wheat germ, so I said, why put wheat flour? I've already got, one in. Okay, let me get my oil and stuff and I'll be back. Okay, I've got my plate over there. I've got this on. I'm gonna be adding the seasonings soon. And that's vitamin E. I've talked about which vitamin E that I use. Now this, I'm gonna add into the flour. I am adding a good 2 tablespoons, and I'll smell it and see how it goes. This I want you to sort of judge. You smell the flour, and it's the way you want it, okay? And I put a good 3 tablespoons in. In my bowl, it's only this full of flour, okay? As you can see, that much. Yeah, it has a chili smell to it. We're just gonna wait for that oil to get hot. Shoo! Shoo! Okay, so now we have to wait. Nothing more I can do till the oil gets hot. I'll tell you a little history about me. When I was a little girl, I used to enjoy helping my mother in the kitchen and stuff. And she'd have her friends over. Okay? And they were talking. As they got older, they were talking about issues like they would sit there and say, we'd go to the restaurant and I would hear older women talking. Always older women. It really bothered me what they said. They were talking about how they had to get dentures, got all their teeth pulled. I happen to like my teeth, okay? I want them to stay in my head till I go. They talked about the aches and the pains that they, they said, oh my God, getting old is so painful. And they talk about how they hate the walker, they hate the things that were happening to them. And that set me on notice. That I did not want for myself. I wanted to be healthy. There had to be a way to stop this from happening, or at least slow it down, because I could see myself at 30 or 40 and start falling apart. And I said, no, this isn't going to work for me. And that's what started me on this long, involved journey on how to keep a body healthy. And as I got older, I heard women talk about hot flashes and how bad they were and how they always seemed to forget things. And it bothered me a lot. And they talked about other intimate things I'm not even going to mention because I know some men watch these videos. But anyway, it set me on notice of what I did not want in my life. If I have to get old and fall apart like that, what good is living? So, Adele Davis walked into my life. I already had Julia Child, James Beard, and I was learning how to cook from them. And then Adele Davis walked in, and nutrition, and her books were sitting there talking about that, if you have a heart condition, it's because, and if you say it runs in the family, it means that your family has a higher requirement of certain nutrients for that, to keep to prevent it from happening or to slow it down at least so you can enjoy your life more. If you have arthritis and it runs in the family, then that means you need other nutrients at a higher dose to slow that down and to correct that problem. So as I learned all this, I was saying, well, how can I get all of this that I need? Popping pills is not going to do it, because I hate medicine, and I don't mind taking vitamins, but I don't want to be greeted with a meal about 20, 30 vitamins I need to take, which I understand. So how do I get the food into my system? Yes, I eat, but I had some issues that I was aware of that I seemed to be lacking, that I was having problems with. And so I looked up my personal problems. And the one thing that came across through everything, I don't care what condition you had, what came through is your digestive system has to be up and running. And they found out you take medicine, it interferes with your digestion. And please don't get upset with what I'm going to say next. I'm not condemning anybody. I'm only going to bring information to you. You can do what you want. They found out any kind of liquor interferes with the digestive system. Any kind of drugs, legal or illegal, interfere with it. They found out stress interferes with it. It interferes if you don't stay in harmony with the body. Like if you eat a ton of food and go to bed, you can't do that. The digestive system, they also found out that certain organs are more quiet during the day, but when you go to sleep, the reverse happens. The ones that were active slow down like they're sleeping, and the other ones pick up. So you have to stay in this harmony. And it's been like, oh my God, when you start thinking about it and what you need. But what I did was I said, okay, you can't take certain things that are going to interfere with your digestion because you can't get the food in if you don't. So I sat there and said, okay, I know that if you have stomach problems, you need ox bile, digestive aids with ox bile, and you take it for a time to build your stomach back up and heal it. The digestion in the colon is real easy to get to because you'll get it in buttermilk and yogurt, things like that. Those two are really good, especially if you make your own yogurt from scratch, because it's much stronger than the ones you get in the store. The ones in the stores just have a pinch of the enzymes and cultures you need. The buttermilk is very rich in it. So I have buttermilk all the time in yogurt. It's always in the house and it's always being used like I used right here. And I found out, I'm going to give my age away. I don't normally do that. I am 70 years old and I am still going strong. So all those fears and listening to those women, it set me on a path to learn how to preserve this body. Well, preserve, I shouldn't say, to keep this body going. So until it's time for me to leave. And that's what started me on this long road and all these grains. And when I talk about it and try to explain it to you, because I don't want you to go down a road and be sick and achy and not feeling good. I'd rather give you information that you can help yourself. Okay? So I think my oil might be hot now. And I've run my mouth long enough. So we're going to drop this in and see what happens to this one. I hope it's hot. Oh yes. to make your own chicken McNuggets, but you season them your way. Wow, it was a bit warm. I think my oil was a wee bit hot because I was chatting, but that's all right. Is there another piece in there? Yep. They do cook faster. They will be darker than what you get in the store because seasoning's so good. They are moist and they have spice to them. Let me finish frying these up and I'll be back. I've had 3 pieces already. Let's try it. It's really spicy. It's very moist. And it's nice. It's really nice. So try making your own McNuggets. It'll be fun. Here they are. Homemade nuggets. Chicken nuggets. Take care. Bye-bye.